fucked up. And then you drive like a Honda or something, people want to call your motorcycle a lawnmower. Dead serious too. They're calling my last Honda a lawnmower. What's up, my aimless peeps? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. We're gonna do the top 5 pros on buying a used Ducati. Check it out. Fucked up. A number 1 pro on getting a used 1199 Panigale is normally the bugs have been worked out of them. And I know in earlier models there's a lot of leaks and all that stuff going on with them, but by then or by now, normally when you get it used, all the bugs be worked out of. And these pros aren't really on just the Ducati, it's more used bike in general, but I'm just using the Ducati as an example. The second pro of buying a used motorcycle are aftermarket mods. And for instance, on this bike has like woodcraft on this and frame sliders, has Yoshimura, or not Yoshimura, but it has exhaust on there already, in which some people don't consider that a pro, but you know what I mean, like on simple mods like the exhaust and levers, it's always some people like that whenever they're buying a used bike, so they don't have to waste their money on the exact same stuff. Now you'll find a lot of the younger guys that would love all mods, but some of the older guys want something just all stock, maybe a slip-on exhaust. But that would be another pro on buying a used motorcycle, is you get the aftermarket mods. Now, I wouldn't want a bike with aftermarket mods with a lot of engine work and all this other stuff, but if it's basic bolt-on stuff, you really can't complain too much. It's just because either someone else is going to spend the money or you're going to spend the money. But internal engine work, it's a no-go. But bolt-ons definitely is a big pro on buying a used motorcycle. The third pros on buying a used motorcycle, for me, a used Ducati 1199, is maintenance costs really isn't really too bad at all. Like there's a lot of horror stories on buying Ducati in general, or Italian motorcycle and all this other stuff, but it's really not too bad. I've gotten different quotes on different things, but as long as you find an independent shop that's willing to work on a bike, in which in Southern California there's a ton of them because it's mainly exotics and stuff out here, and then you drive like a Honda or something, people want to call your motorcycle a lawnmower. Dead serious too. They're calling my last Honda a lawnmower. On the independent shops, you can pretty much order the part offline, and then you can bring the bike in and then they'll install the part for you. So it makes it to where it's worthwhile, to where you're not paying the dealership prices, in which the dealership prices they're gonna rape you on. But if you can, for instance, there's a magnesium thing right here on another Ducati I was gonna buy and it needed replaced, and then I was able to buy the part and then get it installed, and it saved me hundreds of dollars just from actually sourcing a part myself and taking it to an independent shop to have them work on it. That would be the third pro on buying a used Ducati 1199 Panigale. The fourth reason for buying a used Ducati is the maintenance costs really aren't, or not the maintenance cost, but the insurance costs really aren't that bad. The insurance on this full covers is the same price it was on all my other motorcycles. And then some people fear in having these, like for instance having the BMW S 1000R or just having other like a Aprilia or something like that, in which people will get scared of insurance costs. And insurance really, I mean, you probably have higher insurance on a Yamaha 1000RR before you have one on a Ducati, just because they've been wrecked more than something like this. So insurance is no more expensive than any other bike I've had. The fifth reason for buying a used Ducati 1199S is because you're getting a really good bike for a really cheap price. It's a lot cheaper than compared to brand new, when you're paying upwards of $30,000+ for. The maintenance intervals are a lot longer than it was in the earlier years. So like for instance, the major service on this, the first one's at 15,000 miles and then 30,000 miles. Still doesn't compare to like a Japanese bike where like you get the valves adjusted at 20,000 or 25,000 or 30,000, but compared to 7,500 miles on like the 1098 and some of the earlier ones, you know what I mean? So you're getting a really good bike for a quarter of the cost. So that's another reason why buying a used Ducati is definitely worth the money, in my opinion. I've told you guys the 5 pros on buying a used Ducati 1199S Panigale S. But here's a bonus. It's a Ducati. This thing is sexy. This is just an added information. This thing's beautiful. From the stance of it, from the front end of it, the single side swing arm. You should buy a used Ducati just because how sexy it is. And there's not one person, I'm sure there's one, but anybody that doesn't think these things look good have not seen one in person. They're beautiful from every angle. There's not one angle that's ugly on them. That is the reason you should buy a Ducati too. Look how good it looks. Look at the tail end on it. Look at it. All of it looks so freaking sexy. So yeah, guys, that's the reason you should buy a Ducati, or a used Ducati at that, because you're getting a good price. Insurance really isn't too bad on it. Not only that, insurance isn't too bad on them. Maintenance cost isn't as expensive as people make it seem, especially now with independent shops and stuff, to where you can actually go and source the part yourself and then have them put it on. When you buy one used, most of the bugs have been worked out, like most of the little minor leaks that come with it or anything else that pops up. If you buy them used, normally the previous owner has already dealt with it and have already fixed it. The service interval's a pro because on the 1199, they extended the service intervals to where they're not 7,500. There's 15,000 miles for your first major service interval, in which that's double what they were on the 1098. Full coverage insurance really isn't no more expensive than any other bike I've had at all. And actually, I believe this was cheaper than the Honda I had. And then the Yamaha was actually more than the Honda. But long story short, insurance is no more expensive than any other bike that I've had. I've had about 14, 13 different bikes. And last but not least, the bonus is it's freaking sexy. Like, anyone that thinks that these bikes are ugly bikes are freaking insane, and they don't know what they're talking about. Some of the most exotic bikes one of the most exotic bikes I've ever saw, and it looks good. It rides the best, you know what I mean? It rides like a 600cc motorcycle with double the power. It's insane. All right, my aimless peeps, thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for checking out the vlog. Next week, I'll be adding the video of my cons on buying a used Ducati, in which tune in. I hope you guys like it. I'll catch you guys next time. I'm out.